be separators. Okay, so this is what we have discussed. Now, in this practical session, what we'll be doing is we'll be testing both batteries. Okay, we'll be testing about the bad battery and the good battery which I'm having. So we'll be testing both batteries. We'll check the open circuit voltage of the battery. That what is the open circuit voltage of the battery. So we can do it with the help of two means. Okay, first is we can do it with the help of multimeter. So I'm having the multimeter also while in front of you in my video. Okay, I hope my video is visible to all. So in this video, what you are seeing is you are seeing a dedicated automotive electrical test bench also. Okay, so the picture which you are seeing right now, that is for the automotive electrical test bench. It is made by Bosch. So this is the single phase system. Okay, this is single phase. This is single phase Bosch electrical test bench, which can be used for testing battery, which can be used for testing alternators, and which can be used for testing starter motor. Okay, so if I talk about the battery, so in that case, I can only perform one test with the help of this electrical test bench, and that is open circuit voltage test. Okay, so I hope this the digital this digital device is visible to all, in which the voltmeter and ammeter is written. Okay, so I can have the open circuit voltage. Okay, I can have the short circuit current also. But for short circuit, for getting the short circuit current, what I have to do is I have to connect the load. If I'll not connect the load, then in that case I'll not get the short circuit current. Okay, so today we'll be doing the practicals on battery only. So that is why I'll not show you this ammeter reading. Okay, the short circuit current will not be there into it. Okay, because when tomorrow when we will be doing the practical of starter motor. Okay, we haven't discussed starter motor. Okay, so tomorrow we will be doing the practical starter motor. Today in evening also we are having the class in which we'll discuss about the starter motors also. Okay, so in that case I'll be doing the practical onto this test bench only, in which the short circuit current will also be visible. Okay, I hope this instruction is clear to all, and this brief introduction is also clear to all. Any doubt till now?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I'm connecting the high tension leads. Okay. See, in the case of in the case of electrical diagram, okay, you'll be having basically you'll be having two wires. Okay, first wire will be red wire and second wire will be black wire. So red wire is live wire which we use for transferring the current, while your negative is used for grounding. So we connect it with the help of black wire. But this is standard in the case of your automotive electricals. This is standard in the case of your automotive electricals. Okay, so where you are seeing the positive one, it will always be red. Okay, when it's for earthing, that is the negative terminal, it will be always connected with the black wire. This is for the, please note that this is only for your electricals. Okay, if I talk about the electronics, then in that case, what happens? This wiring coding, it differs. Okay, it differs according to the different sensors. Okay, it differs according to the different sensors which we are using. Okay, it depends on the various OEMs also, that which type of color coding they are using. So it is different for all the OEMs. Okay, it will be different for Maruti, it will be different for Hyundai, it will be different for Tata. That will be different. This is for the electronics part. But if I talk about the electrical part, then electrical part color coding will be same. Red one for positive, while black one for negative. Okay, so right now what I have done is I have connected the positive and the negative terminals on the battery section. Okay, so with this, what I'll be doing is I'll be testing the open circuit voltage of the battery. But before testing that, I just want to show you the various components of the battery once again. Okay, so this is your battery top. Okay, this is your battery top. Okay, this is container and cover. These are the terminals. Okay, this one is the positive terminal, this one is the negative terminal. Okay, then this is the Delco I, with the help of which what we can do is we can check the level of electrolyte. See, right now in the batteries, what is coming? The earth. Okay, In the earlier set of batteries, what was there? You have to open the vent plugs. After opening of the vent plug, you just see the level of electrolyte. But nowadays, in the battery technology, what we have done is we have introduced an eye, and that eye is known as Delco eye. See, this is the Delco eye. Okay, with the help of this Delco eye also, what I can do is I can check the level of electrolyte. That currently, what is the level of electrolyte in the battery? If it is low, then in that case only what I'll do is I'll open up the vent plugs. While opening the vent plugs, I have to be very careful because acid can also spill. Okay, so I have to be very careful. If no, if the level of electrolyte is low, then in that case we can recharge the electrolyte. So these are the physical components which can be viewed on the battery. I'm again repeating the components. This is battery cover and container. Okay, this whole is battery cover and container. These are the vent plugs. This is the positive terminal, this is the negative terminal, and this is Delco eye. With the help of which, what we do, we check the level of electrolyte. Is this thing clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, when you,
Sir.
yeah, any doubt to anyone?
No, sir.
Okay. So when we were discussing about the battery test, I hope you remember that three types of battery tests we can perform. Okay. First battery test was visual inspection. Second battery test was state of charge test, and third test was
Sir, your voice is not clear.
I am connected to a good internet connection. Is the problem same for everyone?
No, sir.
We are
No,
getting
sir.
your voice, sir.
Okay, just a, is my voice clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so what I have told you is that when we were discussing the theoretical part of the battery, in that case, for the battery testing, we have said we have studied that three various test procedures are there. First one was visual inspection. Second one was state of charge test, while the third one was high discharge test. I hope you remember these three tests. Do you all remember it or you have forgotten that? And I just want this session to be interactive. This is the practical session. So it should be interactive. See, I'll not punish you if you'll not answer my questions. But still you can give a try.
So can you repeat the question, sir?
My question, okay, what I was asking is, do you remember the test which we can perform on the battery?
Yeah, sir. In starter winding, you are saying now.
No, I'm asking that which type of test we can perform on the battery. There were three steps for checking the battery. Okay, I'm again repeating it. Three steps are: step number one, visual inspection. Okay, step number two is state of charge test, while the third one is high discharge test. So what we can do is, if I want to find the health of the battery, then what I have to do, I have to follow these three steps. Okay, now in this step number one, that was visual inspection. So for the visual inspection, as we have discussed, that we do not require any special type of tool. Okay, we can do the visual inspection with the help of our eyes only. So in the visual inspection, what we do is we check that whether the terminals are corroded or not. If they are corroded, what we can do is we can pour hot water onto the terminals, and then we can apply petroleum jelly onto the terminals. Okay. Then second, what we can do is we can check that if there are any signs of damage on the cover and container of the battery. Okay, the sign can be, there can be acid spillage. Okay, so how it can occur? It can occur, if the container is broken. Okay, we can check that also. Or what can happen? There's swelling in the battery also. Okay, because of the high temperature, what actually happens is if the battery becomes old, and in that case the cover swells up. Okay, so what we can do is we can check that also, that if the cover is okay or not, if there is anything in the cover or not. Okay, and the third test which we can which we can do in the visual inspection is we can check the level of electrolyte. Like what is the current level of electrolyte in the battery? So now we'll be doing these three tests under visual inspection. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm bringing both batteries. Okay, the good battery also and the bad battery also. Okay, but with the help of visual inspection, I cannot find out that whether my battery is okay or not. Okay, I can only check. No, I can only check the surface damages. I can only check the level of electrolyte. But with the help of visual inspection, I cannot find out the health of battery. That what is the current health of the battery. Okay, so I'm showing you the batteries. One battery is of green color, that is Amron make, while the second battery is Bosch make, that is in blue color. Okay, so in the visual inspection, what we can do is first of all we'll start with the Bosch battery, sorry, with the Amron battery. Then what we have to do is we have to check the terminals. So right now there are no signs of corrosion onto the terminals. While on the Bosch battery, what you can see is that the corrosion is present on the terminals. Okay, then what we can do is we can check the cover and container. So this battery is new one, the cover and container, it is okay, there is no swelling in the container, so cover and container is okay. But if I go onto the Bosch battery, then in that case what you can see is that on this side, onto the side walls of the container, it is swelled up. So this battery is old battery, it cannot be used in the automotive application. Okay, next what we can do is we can check the level of electrolyte. So we can check the level of electrolyte with the help of this Delco eye. I hope some green part is visible inside the Delco eye. Is it visible?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
actually, liquid type.
Yes, sir.
Just switch on the torch. Now is it visible? This green color is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, it means that electrolyte level is okay. It means electrolyte level is okay. But if I go on to the Bosch battery, then in that case, no blue part is visible. It is completely black portion is visible. So in that case, what I'll come to know is that the level of electrolyte in this battery is low. So what I have to do is I have to open these vent plugs. By opening these vent plugs, what I have to do, I have to recharge the electrolyte interval. Is the visual inspection clear?
Yes, sir.
सर ये ड्राई सेल क्या होता है सर?
Dry cell batteries is different technology. Okay, in dry cell batteries, what actually happens is that the liquid electrolyte is not present. It is present in the form of either in the form of powder or in the form of gel. So those are known as dry cell batteries. Okay, but all the lead acid batteries, they are liquid cell batteries. Okay, then they're not having they are wet cell batteries actually. It means that the cells are immersed in electrolyte.
सर बेटर कौन से होते हैं सर, ड्राई सेल या वेट सेल?
If you go on to the if we talk about if we compare both, then in that case the dry cell batteries are good. Why it is good? Because they are maintenance free batteries.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you don't have to maintain it. So the batteries which you see in the in your in your UPS, in your computer UPS, those are your dry cell batteries. Okay, the zinc cadmium batteries which you use in your remotes, that is also a dry cell battery, because in that the electrolyte, it is present in powder form. Okay, if you just open up the cell, then in that case you'll see that the black powder is coming out. So that is nothing, that is the electrolyte. Okay, if you open up your if you open up your UPS battery, then in that case what you will see is that the gel is coming out of it. So that is the dry cell battery. Okay, the level of electrolyte, sorry, the material of the electrolyte, it depends that which material I am using for making positive and the negative plate. So it is different for different battery types. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Now we go on to the second test, and the second test was state of charge test. Second test was state of charge test. So for performing the state of charge test, what I have to do is I can check it with the help of this automotive electrical test bench also. But I know at your college or at your home, this automotive electrical test bench is not present. Okay, so I'll perform it with the help of test bench also. I'll perform it with the help of multimeter also. Okay, I'm having the very basic multimeter. Okay, it costs near about 100-150 rupees. Okay, that is why I've kept it over here so that I can show you. You can buy it also. You can check n number of things with the help of this multimeter. Okay, so for this, what I have to do is I have to connect these leads. What I have to do, I have to connect these leads. So as I have mentioned So first of all, okay, first of all, what I will be checking this Amron battery. Okay, so as I have mentioned that red is for positive and black is for negative. So this is my no red wire. Okay, and this is the battery. So I've connected the red one with positive, okay, and black one with negative. I hope you're seeing the reading which is coming out. It is coming out 12.5 volts. So this is open circuit voltage of the battery. This is open circuit voltage of the battery. I cannot have the short circuit current. Why I cannot have the short? Okay, can you please mute yourself? Okay. Okay, so what you're seeing over here is you're seeing the open circuit voltage. Open circuit voltage is coming out. Can anyone tell it what is the value?
12.5.
It is 12.5 volts. Okay. While this ammeter reading, it is not lifting up, it is coming zero only. Why it is coming zero? Because it denotes short circuit current. Okay, and how I will get the short circuit current? When I will connect a load onto the battery. So right now I have not connected any type of load. So that is why the short circuit current is zero, while the open circuit voltage is 12.5 volts. So this is for the good battery, that was Amaron battery. Okay, now what I can do is I can have this. I've got the second battery also, and the second battery is of Bosch make. Okay, so again I'm connecting the terminals, red one with the positive, while black one with negative. Okay, as you can see the reading. Reading is
4.2.
4.2. Can I use this battery in the automotive?
No.
No. Why?
क्योंकि सर उसकी रीडिंग 12.5 समथिंग होती
12.5 should be the open circuit voltage for the fully charged batteries. But if the battery is not charged, then in that case also battery must at least show 10 or 10.5 volts. That is, battery should not fall below reserve capacity of it. Okay, but right now the Bosch battery which has penetrated is falling under the reserve capacity. It is showing 4.2 volts. That is, with the help of this battery, I will not be able to power my electrical and the electronic loads which are connected onto the vehicle. Okay, so with this test, with the help of this open circuit voltage test, what I can find is that currently what is the voltage or what is the EMF present across the terminals. What I found out is I found out that what is the EMF across the terminals. Okay, so with the help of this test, I can assure that whether my battery is in good condition or it is in weak condition. Okay, with the help of this, I can easily identify that my Bosch battery it is in bad condition. I cannot use it in the case of automotives. While this Amron battery, which was showing 12.5 volts, it means that open circuit voltage is well up to the mark. Battery is in good condition. Okay, so I can use the Amron battery in the automotive application. So this is one way for performing the open circuit voltage test, while the other can be with the help of multimeter. Now I'm showing you the multimeter. This is the multimeter. I hope you have seen it before.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, so with the help of multimeter, what I can check is I can check the voltage. That is, I can check the current. That is both DC and AC. I can check the AC and DC voltage also. I can check the AC DC current. I can check the resistance. I can check the continuity. So this multimeter is the very useful device when we are dealing with the various automotive electrical and electronic components. Okay, see, right now with the help of this, what I will be doing, I will be checking only the open circuit voltage. That is for the electrical system. Okay, tomorrow when we'll do, day after tomorrow when we'll do the practical of alternators. So in that case, you have to check the diodes also. We have to check the rectifiers also. So for that, what we have to check? We have to check the resistance of that. Okay, if I have to check the, for the alternator, if I have to check the conductor, that whether my conductor is okay or not. So in that case also, what I have to use? I have to use this multimeter only. Okay, so with the help of this multimeter, I can check the voltage, DC AC, I can check the current, DC AC. What I can do is I can check the resistance, I can check the continuity. Okay, mainly what happens is that when we are dealing with the automotive sensors, when we are dealing with the automotive sensors, when we are dealing with the automotive actuators, so in that case, the use of multimeter is very high. Okay, because what happens is, if my vehicle, if I'm talking about today's generation of vehicle and my vehicle is encountering a fault, then in that case, what I will do is I'll connect my car to the OBD scanner. Okay, that is onboard diagnosis scanner. So we'll learn about that also. Okay, then what OBD scanner will do? OBD scanner will show me the code. OBD scanner will show me a code. Okay, suppose the code which it has shown is P0101. Okay, so P0101, that is an imaginary figure. Okay, that is an imaginary code also. So with that code, suppose suppose this code is for the coolant. Okay, suppose this code is for the coolant. Then in that case, it will direct me that yes, the fault is present in the temperature sensor. But if I have to check the temperature sensor, then I have to use this multimeter. Okay, we'll discuss about this in the electronic session that will be starting from tomorrow. Okay, so we'll be discussing a lot about this also. Okay, so that is why the multimeter it has the very important role when we are dealing with the various automotive electrical and electronic components. Okay, now I'm just switching it on. Okay, so on this, what I'm having is at this side, this is the DC voltage, this is the AC voltage. Okay, so what I can check is I can check the AC voltage up to 200 volts and I can check the DC voltage up to 1000 volts. So right now I know that I'm checking my battery. So in that case, it should be up to 20 volts. Okay, 20 volts will be sufficient for me. So what I've done is I've rotated this knob and bring it to 20 volts. And I bring it to 20 volts. Okay, I know that maximum reading of my battery it will come out 13.76 volts, and in that condition my battery must be in charging state. Okay, then only the 13.76 voltage will be given into this. Okay, so right now the battery is not charging. Okay, so what I've done is I've only now I fixed this knob up to 20 volts itself. Okay, now in this multimeter also, what I'm having same red wire and black wire. Red one is for positive, while black one is for negative. So what I'll do is I'll put these pins on the respective terminals. That is, I'll connect black one with the negative and the positive with the red. Okay, I hope readings are visible. So it is showing near about 4.77 volts. Is it visible to all?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
It is not stable. It is showing it is showing up to 4.77 volts. Okay, that means that this battery is completely in weak condition. So this is the one test which we can perform with the help of multimeter. Now I'll repeat the same test on the Amron battery. I hope you can see the voltage which is coming out. It is showing 12.63, 12.65 volts. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it means that this battery is in good condition. So this you can check with the help of multimeter. See, I know that I hope that you have observed the point that when I've connected this battery onto this test bench, okay, it was showing 12.5 volts, and now it is showing 12.66, 12.7 volts. Okay, that is because it is because of the accuracy. This is the local made multimeter. It is not that much accurate, but when we go on to the good multimeters, it will give you the exact reading. While if I talk about this Bosch automotive electrical test bench, it is highly accurate and precise machine, so it will show the exact voltage. Is this thing clear? Is this clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is the second test which we can perform on the battery. Okay, the hydrometer test is left, but I've not found my hydrometer. It has been used somewhere in the workshop. So we'll do that test tomorrow. Don't worry about that. I'll show you that test also. Okay, in my hydrometer, there is a problem that I'm not having the reading marks. Okay, so you can only see that how we can perform the hydrometer test. Okay, that is the marking has gone down because of the repeated use. Okay, so this was the state of charge test which we have performed right now. Now what we'll do is we'll have the high discharge test. So for the high discharge test, what is required? We'll be using a battery load tester. For the high discharge test, what we'll be using? We'll be using a battery load tester. Okay, so with the help of battery load tester, what we'll find out that what is the current condition of my battery. Okay, and this high discharge test is the very accurate test which you can perform on the battery. Okay, just a second. Okay, so this high discharge test, it is the very accurate test which you can perform on the battery. With the help of this high discharge test, what we'll get is, we'll get the current health of the battery. Okay, we'll discuss about the equipment also. I'll show you the equipment. Let me just place it up. Okay, I hope the equipment is visible to all. This is the battery load tester which I've just kept right now on the automotive electrical test bench. So with the help of battery load tester, what we actually do is we discharge high amount of current from the battery. That is the basic usage of the battery load tester, which we cannot do it with by connecting any, by connecting any electric bulb or by connecting any headlight onto the battery. Okay, so what we do with the help of battery load tester, we discharge high amount of current from the battery, and with that, what we'll get is, we'll get the health of battery. Okay, see, in the case of automotives, when I talk about the passenger car applications, or when I talk about the commercial vehicles, or if I'm talking about the two-wheelers also. Okay, can anyone tell me that when high discharge of current will be done from battery, at what moment will discharge high amount of current from the battery? Is my question clear to all?
No, sir. Repeat question.
My question is that in a vehicle application, at what time or at what moment high current will be discharged from the battery?
When
At
starting the
starting the
vehicle.
ignition.
Ignition switch on.
No. When I have to start my engine. When I have to
Yes.
start my engine. So for starting the engine, what I've got is I've got the starter motor. So when the starter motor is operated by the battery, then in that case, what we require high current into the starter motor. We'll discuss about this in today's lecture. Okay, what we require is we require a high amount of current from the battery. And in that case, if battery fails to do so, then my vehicle will not start. So at that time, what we do is either we do the jump start, or we do the or we push the vehicle for the starting purpose. That is the only option which is available. Okay, so with the help of battery load tester, what we'll be doing is we'll be discharging that much high amount of current from the battery. Okay, we'll discharge it for 5 seconds, and then we'll see that what is the health of battery. So if I talk about the equipment, then in this equipment, no, I do not require any electricity or power for performing any practical onto this battery load tester. Okay, it is self-powered. When I will connect the terminals of battery load tester with the battery, it will automatically get power. Okay, so on this battery load tester, just a second. On this battery load tester, what you are seeing, first of all, you are seeing a digital indicator. Okay, so when I will connect the battery, so in that case, what I will get is I'll get the open circuit voltage of the battery. Okay, so it is acting like a voltmeter to me. Okay, then what I'm having 3 LEDs, green color, yellow color, and red color. Green indicates that battery is in good condition. Yellow indicates battery is in weak condition. I can use that battery for some amount of time, but I need to replace the battery. While the red one indicates that battery has completely gone bad, it cannot be used in the automotive applications. Okay, that is about the LEDs which have been placed over here. Then what I'm having the current regulator. This is the current regulator, that how much amount of current I need to discharge from the battery. So it starts from 100 amperes and it goes up to 450 amperes. So for the automotive batteries, what I can do is I can discharge 100 amperes of current to 450 amperes of current. Now the question arises that how I'll come to know that how much amount of current I have to draw. Suppose my battery is of small AH rating. Then in that case, if I'll draw 450 amperes of current from the battery, then in that case, battery load tester will tell me that battery is in weak condition. You cannot use the battery. Okay. So for that, what you will see over here is a chart is also given. Okay. In this chart, the AH rating, it starts from 32 AH and it ends up to 180 AH. That is, with the help of this battery load tester, I can test the batteries ranging between 32 AH to 180 AH. So if my battery is in between 32 AH to 38 AH, then what I'll do, I'll discharge 100 amperes of current. If my battery is in between 44 AH to 65 AH, then I'll discharge 175 amperes of current. If my battery AH rating is 74 to 110 AH, then in that case, I'll discharge 300 amperes of current. And if my battery rating is 120 to 180 AH, then in that case, I'll discharge 450 amperes of current. So basically with the petrol applications, what you will find is that the battery battery AH rating, it is up to, it is in between 32 AH to 45 AH. That is for the petrol rating. If I talk about the diesel applications, then in the case of small diesel engines, I have got the battery applications up to 65 AH. Okay, then if I talk about the medium sized diesel engines, then in that case, the AH rating can be up to 110 AH. Okay, and if I talk about the commercial vehicle application, then in the commercial vehicle applications, the AH rating will be in between 120 AH to 180 AH. So with the help of this battery load tester, I can check the health of battery of the passenger car, and I can also check the battery health for the big commercial vehicle also, because in the case of automotives, they are using the batteries up to 180 AH capacity. Okay. Then the batteries, they can be of 12 volt application or they can be of 24 volt applications. I can check both the batteries. I can check the 12 volt battery also. I can check the 24 volt battery also. So when we are using 24 volt batteries, then in that case, what we do is we connect two batteries. In that case, we connect two batteries. Okay. And if I'm using 12 volt application, then in that case, we only have one battery in place. So you can see in the big commercial vehicles where the 24 volt application is common. So in that case, they are using two batteries. But right now, as we have discussed, that what we are doing is that we have replaced the 24 volt application with 12 volt application. Okay, we are replacing the commercial vehicle battery also at 24 volt to 12 volt. That is, we are making 12 volt as a standard feature. Okay, so with the help of this battery load tester, as we have discussed, that we can check the battery from starting from 32H to 180H. This is the current rating which we have discussed right now, that how much amount of current we have to discharge. Okay, and secondly, we can adjust the current with the help of this knob. So if I'm testing for 32 to 38 AH, then with the help of this regulator, what I'll do is I'll set this regulator up to 100 amps. Okay, then this red color button which you are seeing, okay, this will be used for performing the load test. Okay, so what I have to do is I have to press this button for 5 seconds. What I have to do is I have to press this button for 5 seconds. That is the this high discharge test. There is the limitation for the high discharge test, but I have to only perform the high discharge test for 5 seconds only. If I'll go above that, then in that case, this battery load tester will tell me that battery is in weak condition. Why it will tell me like that? Why it will give the reading? That is because when I'm discharging, when I'm discharging high amount of current, then in that case, the state of discharge for the battery is also very high. The rate of discharge is also very high. So, okay, so for that, what is the standard protocol which is being followed, that we only discharge the high value of current for up to 5 seconds. Is the machine clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Any
Yes,
doubt
sir.
to anyone?
No, sir.
Okay, so I'm having two batteries. Both the batteries, they are of 35 Ah. Both the batteries are for petrol application. Okay, and both the batteries are of 35 Ah. So for 35 Ah, how much current I have to draw?
100 amps.
100 amperes. Okay, so for starting the test, first of all, what I have to do is I have to connect the terminals. Okay, so first of all, we'll perform the test on the Amaron battery. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I'm connecting the terminals. Black one with the negative. Okay, and this red one with the positive. Okay, So what you are seeing over here is that I've connected the terminals. Okay, this is the negative one and this is the positive one. Okay, and because of this connection, what I'm getting is I'm getting the voltage which is coming out 12.32 volts, which is coming out 12.32 volts. Okay, now what I have to do, I've set this regulator to 100 amperes. I've set this regulator to 100 amperes. Now what I'll do is I'll press this button for 5 seconds. So now I'm pressing it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Which light was coming up?
Green.
Green light was coming up. It means that the battery is in good condition. You can check the rate of discharge also. It was showing 12.3, 12.32 volts. Now it is showing 12.15 volts. That is because high amount of current has been discharged from the battery. Okay, I'm again repeating the test. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so it means that the battery is in good condition. How I come to know? Because the green light was coming onto it. Okay, so for performing the high discharge test, I do not need to dismantle the battery from the vehicle. Okay, I can perform this test on board also. Okay, this component is handy. I can carry this component onto my car. I can connect the terminals positive and the negative. Okay, then I can perform this test at the place where my car is being parked. Okay, so this is for the good battery. Now we'll perform onto the bad battery also. Okay, that is the Bosch battery. Okay, you guys, you are seeing over here that it is not showing any voltage. It is coming out 0.27. It's because this battery load tester, it is designed for testing the battery which is having open circuit voltage above 8 or 9 volts. Okay, but still we can perform the test. So when we are performing the test, initially this red light blinked up. Okay, this indicates that the battery is in weak condition. Okay, so this battery we cannot use it for the automotive applications. Is this test clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any doubt to anyone?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, so this was the small training session, practical session onto the battery. Okay, universally across the globe for testing each and every lead acid battery, these steps are followed. It's not like that in India we are following these steps. It is followed across the globe. It is universal across the globe. Okay, so first of all, what we'll do is we'll do the visual inspection. See, visual inspection, you can do it at your home also. You're having two-wheelers, you're having four-wheelers. So I'll advise you that once in a month, perform this visual inspection. Okay, because generally what happens is that as we have discussed that the vent plugs are present. As we have discussed, the vent plugs are present. In the vent plugs, a small hole is there from which the water vapors actually come out. Okay, and when the vehicle is moving onto the road, then there will be dust and dirt accumulation also. Okay, so what happens? The terminals, they get corroded. So if the terminals or the clamps are corroded, then in that case, what actually happens is that the clamps can broke up, or because of the corroded terminals, what can happen? The current will not flow into the circuit. Okay, so for that, once in a month, just inspect your terminals. If the terminals are okay, if the terminals are corroded, then just pour hot water and then apply petroleum gel. So this is the one test which you can perform at your home. You can visually inspect the cover and container once in a month. You can check the level of electrolyte once in a month. No matter you are having the local range batteries, you are using the medium maintenance batteries, or you are using the high maintenance batteries. Okay, or you are using the ultra low maintenance batteries. Okay, no matter which type of battery you are using, if your battery is having liquid electrolyte present, then in that case, once in a month, check the level of electrolyte. That what is the current level of electrolyte present in the battery. If the electrolyte level is low, just remember you have to pour only distilled water. You do not need to add the H2SO4 into it. You just need to top it up with the distilled water. Is this thing clear? So this is the test which you can perform at your home also, both for your two-wheeler batteries also, both for your and for your four-wheeler batteries also. Next, if you are having the multimeter also available at your place, then in that case, you can check the state of charge with the help of the multimeter also. So once in 1.5 months or 2 months, just check the open circuit voltage. Okay, and for performing the open circuit voltage, just keep one thing in mind that you have parked the car for at least for 5 to 6 hours. Okay, that is the condition for performing the open circuit voltage. Because if you have driven your car for 10, 15, 20 kilometers, and then you are performing the open circuit voltage test, and in that case, it will always show that battery is in good condition. Okay, so for that, for getting the accurate results about the health of battery with the help of open circuit voltage test, now what you have to do is you have to park your car for 4 to 5 hours or 6 hours. Then what you can do is you can perform the open circuit voltage test. It will give you the exact reading, because if the components are damaged inside the battery, or if the cells have become weak, then in that case what happens? In that case, now the slow discharge takes place. Okay, it can be due to the faulty battery components, or it can be due, or the another reason that the battery is discharging automatically. It can be because from the negative terminal, if the current is flowing, then in that case also what happens? The battery discharges. Okay, so generally, if you are facing this problem that you have parked your vehicle for overnight, in the morning when you're trying to crank your engine, your battery is not able to start the vehicle, then in that case, first of all, what we do is, first of all, we check the health of battery, that whether the battery is okay or not. If battery is not okay, then we test. If battery is not okay, then we have to replace the battery. Okay, there is no provision by which we can repair the battery. Okay, but if the battery is okay, then also current is discharged, then in that case we check the flow of current from the negative terminal. If the flow of current is from the negative terminal also, then in that case, there can be some loose connections, because of which it can happen. So what we have to do is we have to find out the fault, that where the fault is present, and after that, what we have to do, we have to rectify that fault. Is this thing clear?